Hey, hello, my friends. Hope everybody is as well can be today. And I've been around in a while. I am fine. My family is well. eBay sales are okay. I'll be honest with you, I've been just sort of not in a funk, but just not in the mood to do a video. But I am back. I'm in my makeshift deck office out here. My wife is working from home and she is using the room I normally am in to do her work through whatever they call it, Zoom or whatever. So things have been good here. Just being cautious. I'm 59 years old, so I fall right into that category of high risk with this virus stuff going around. Hate being stuck in the house. I'm doing my best to stay in the house, but I just hate it. I take the dogs for a walk twice a day. It's just driving me insane. I do run to the post office and drop off stuff a couple of times a day. So I'm probably losing money on that, but I need to get out. I am also, before we get into what I sold on eBay for the week of March 9th through March 15th, which actually isn't too much. So to give me a chance to talk about this stuff without taking up a lot of your time, I'm offering my eBay training and older video series. Originally $97. I'm offering it for $1. It is in the last video on my YouTube channel. I will do my best to put the link in this video down below. Please take advantage of that. I want to help you guys out. I want to help people out that are looking for another stream of income during these challenging times. Who really knows what's going to happen after this is all over? I don't want to be the sky is falling, but you just need to be cautious and be aware that you might need a stream of income. I don't know what your job situation is after this is all over, but eBay is a great way to do that. So I think I'm back now. I'm going to try and bang out these videos and get them all caught up this week sometime. So let's get this show on the road. I am Paul Apollonia. Been selling on eBay since about 2006. Got my little signs up there. They're a little crooked, but they're the best I could do. Do a lot of parting out of items that I get for free on Craigslist, Nextdoor, and places like that. I'm also working on a course on parting out items, a very affordable course that you can buy and learn what I do. I also do a lot of consignment for people. I love doing consignment. The whole thing with the consignment is finding good clients that are not trying to get $1 million for Uncle Joe's coffee mug that's worth 50 cents. Once you find those and ones that don't have emotional attachment to every item they own, you'll be in good shape. Of course, there's a bee or something flying around me. It's the price of being outdoors. I also do a lot of eBay training. Love doing eBay training, especially love doing one-on-one training. Been doing a few sessions via Zoom, which has worked out really good past few weeks. So let's get this show on the road. Like I said, I didn't sell too many items that week. This was a item that someone gave me, meaning a lot of people give me a lot of things for doing things for them. She was moving, and there's a yellow jacket near me, but it's okay. I'm not allergic to them. So if they get stung and scream, just excuse me. She had me clear out some stuff. She moved, and she said, just take whatever is in the room. Excuse me. And I did, and this was one of the many items I sold. This was not a consignment item. This was my item. Sold it to somebody over in Europe. It went global shipping program. And I'll explain that to you in a minute. Let me go over the listings that I do very quickly. Keep my title plain and simple. Searchable words only I try and use. Don't worry about grammar. New with tags, because it is new with tags, as you can see. Keep the price what others are selling it for. I try and go a little bit higher sometimes, but normally I try and keep it right at what the others are selling it for. This was a tough item to find any kind of information on. I don't know why, but I did find one on eBay that was out of Europe, and I found few on Google, and one on WorthPoint and other places. So there wasn't that many of them, so I sort of had to guess at this. I was glad I found one to make a reference to. So Pictures, I try and take as many pictures as I can. I try and do the best I can with pictures. They may not be the greatest. I try and use a white background when I can. eBay does have this new thing where it will turn the background white for you on the mobile app. I don't know if it's available on both Android and Apple, or Apple, iOS, I'm sorry, or just Android, but it works okay. It sort of makes the item look, I don't like any of the software, to be honest with you, it makes the background white. It sort of makes it look like the item's fake, or it's washed out, or it cuts off parts of it or whatever. But I try and take as many pictures as I can. And whenever I have tags or part numbers or model numbers, I always make it the last picture of the group. I'm not into selling clothes or handbags or anything. I've tried this before in the past through consignment deals, and it's flopped. Seriously, it's just not my thing. I know people make a lot of money selling clothes and handbags. It's just not my gig. But so there are the pictures. Try my best to take them as good as I can. Did not do free shipping because no one else had free shipping. I will explain what economy shipping is when we get down here. Try your best to use all the item specifics you can, even add your own. When you are entering item specifics, you'll see a drop-down menu, and any of those you pick are ones that millions of people have searched on, so you want to really try and pick one from the drop-down menu. If worst case comes worse, you could add your own. Most of the stuff I pulled off of the web, off of the listing I found. I don't know what the heck that is, but it was on the listing, and that's what I used. My listing descriptions are very simple, plain, because people don't read. They look at pictures. Let's go down to the shipping. I shipped this global shipping program. I shipped to someone in Europe, I think France or somewhere, I forget. It was so long ago. What global shipping is, sometimes referred to as GSP. It's eBay's program to where if you want to ship internationally, you not even register for it. You just click on it and you start selling through global shipping program. You ship it to eBay site down in Kentucky, and they take it from there. Make sure you ship it properly, packed properly, and everything else like that. And if something happens to it after they get in Kentucky, it is on eBay. 99% of the time, it is on eBay. I've heard nightmare stories, but I haven't had any problems with global shipping. In fact, just the other day, which I'll tell in a video in the future, but I just had a problem with an item that I shipped global shipping, and he said the keyboard was broken, key was missing, and I was like, uh-oh. It's the first problem I ever had with somebody from global shipping, but he was able to fix the keyboard, so I was glad. So that's global shipping. I use it. A lot of people don't like it. There's all sorts of theories, and jury's still out on some of it. People say they charge too much taxes. I don't know. I have no idea. It works for me. I may be losing sales, but I'm selling internationally. Economy shipping, I pick that when I'm shipping. That allows me to use any shipping option on eBay, post office, FedEx, whatever, first class, priority. Well, obviously it has to meet first class requirements. Priority, regional box, whatever, FedEx Ground, FedEx Home, FedEx Smart Post, which is a collaboration between the post office and FedEx. The only problem with that is you don't get insurance. I've never had a problem on that, knock on glass. But so that is basically that. Let's go to the next item. Aha. I am a ham radio operator, amateur radio operator, N3 GCA, and I bought this HT a long time ago. I don't know why that keeps on popping up. And I used it for a little bit. I'm not real active ham. It's too much of a sedentary hobby for me, but I do enjoy it. And I ended up buying another cheaper HT last year, bought another HT, a cheap HT this year. And I thought, what the heck am I doing all these HTs? So I looked it up on eBay and I went, wow, these things are selling for like $100, $130 working. This one had some problems with it. Drinking out of my official eBay mug. And I was honest, I always mark things parts not working if I'm not sure if there's any kind of problem with it. I mean, any kind of problem. And I went into a long long description of what the problems were. When I sell something used, parts, whatever, I always use the item condition description here, and I'll show you that further down. And I couldn't believe it. I sold it for $79.99. Funny, I sell something for $79.99 and never get a feedback. I sell something for $4 and I get glowing feedbacks. It's kind of weird. I did charge shipping because everybody else was charging shipping. I think it cost me about not that much, maybe $8 to ship it out. So I did really well on this. I probably made about $65 on this. Here is everything that I'm upfront and honest when I'm selling something, especially if it's mine. And they're usually item specifics here. Let's read this real quick. This is why I'm listing on their parts. You need to press the power button. The power button was stuck a little bit. I could have fixed it, but I didn't really feel like cracking it open and fixing it. And the display goes blank, and you got to smack it on the side like an old TV back in the day. Display has a few marks on it. I bought this used from a friend of mine. I'm not real active, so you're very honest. If I can find a box, and I did find a box, which if I would have had the box at the beginning, I probably could have upped it to probably about $100 because the boxes alone are worth decent money on some of these old rigs. So I made $65. Let's go back to this thing. I forgot to tell you what I made on this thing, on the purse. I made, I don't have to think here. Probably made about $35 on that purse. So let's go to the next item. Again, like I said, I part out tons of stuff. This is a part from a dishwasher. Bosch dishwashers. Every time I see a Bosch dishwasher on Craigslist or anywhere, I jump up and I do my best to go grab it. Parts on Bosch dishwashers go really well. Unfortunately, these soap dispensers, detergent dispensers don't go. They go average price like everything else, but that's fine. I paid nothing for this. I went and got it. It was free. It was close by. What I do with dishwashers, and I've got a course that I'm almost done with this, with the course, is I only take a few parts out. I take the racks off if they're not rusty, and I take this dispenser off, which is in the door, and I take the control board out. And those are about the only 4 items I sell from the dishwasher anymore. I used to spend a long time parting out everything and trying selling everything, and it's just not worth it. So the course I'm creating is going to really go into depth on what to look for, what to pull off, and how to repair stuff if it's broken. So it should be a really good course. Like I said, I didn't make a whole lot of money on this. Probably made about $8. Most of my sales are between almost nothing to about $40. I do get those gems of $100, $200, $1,000. Those are far and few in between. My bread and butter are low-end sales, which I am totally fine with. If I can quick list, quick ship items, make a couple bucks, I'm thrilled. Most people don't mess with that stuff. I have no problem messing with that at all. Here's that cardinal out there. Birds are out in force today. Spring is here. Here is another item. I talked about these before in my past videos. Very quickly, I got a whole bunch of DVDs from somebody. I don't even know who it was. A couple years ago from a consignment deal, and then they moved and they said, don't even worry about the stuff. And I was going to send them into Declutter, which is an app you can use on your phone. It's spelled differently, and they give you 25 cents per DVD. And I thought, well, let me look on eBay and see what they're going for. And I'm not going for much. I looked who was selling them. It was Declutter. I understand it's their business model. That is totally fine. I don't have a problem with that. And I thought, well, 25 cents, if I can get $1 a piece for them and whatever, that's fine. And I thought, how am I going to make this really fast? So I took them all in a box, big box, alphabetized them all. So I know, listed them on my phone. I didn't even use the computer. Pulled up the stock picture as you see here. And boom. I mean, I listed 40 in an hour. I mean, it was incredible. Then I bought poly envelopes. I was telling you guys I paid about 5 cents a piece for them. I was totally wrong. They're about 23 cents a piece. I just ordered another 100 of them. So they're a little expensive. I was hoping they were less than that, but they weren't. If I sell this, let's say I go to the box, pull it out, throw it right into this poly envelope, fits right in there, seal it, goes out media mail, which is great. And So on this one, I didn't make hardly anything on. I probably made 75 cents on, but what I look at these as loss leader sales. I didn't pay anything for these. These sales are bringing traffic into my store, bringing traffic into my account, just bringing traffic in. And I really, really account these little sales, these things, as me having an incredibly great Christmas and still doing pretty good. And I didn't even sell hardly any Christmas stuff during Christmas. All of it was parts and miscellaneous stuff. So find something that's a loss leader. It can even be, I know people that go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy nails or switches or whatever. And if you're going to do that, just make sure that they always have those in stock, and you don't have to buy boxes and crates of them. You could buy 5 at a time, bring them home, list them 5, and then go back when you're at 3 or whatever you want to buy, and then go back and get more and replenish it. You want to get replenishables. Replenishables is where it's at with selling online. As much as I disagreed with that years ago, it really is, because it's so much easier. You list it once, you just keep on replenishing it, and you just tweak the listing every once in a while, and it gets it, it keeps it active in eBay. All right, let's go to the next item. Oh boy, this is a great one. Okay, I don't go to thrift stores too often, but when I do, there's one right next door to the gym. Can't go to the gym anymore with this virus, but it's okay. And I was there, and I actually knew some people that were shopping around. They said hi, hey, and I'm watching, and they're walking past this cookie press. They're walking right by it. It's right on the shelf. They're eyeing it and walking right by it. I'm going, what the heck? So I grabbed that thing as quick as I could, paid $2 for it, ran back to this thrift store lets you test things out. They have a big electrical panel. They like to test things out as long as you put things back, but nobody puts things back. So I end up putting back half the stuff that people don't put back. Tested it. It worked. Listed it. Paid $2 for this thing. Sold it within 2 hours. Went to somebody up in Maryland, so shipping wasn't really that bad. I think it was $7.50 or $7.95. So I did very, very well with this. I think I made $24 on this item for $2. It took me no time to list. So just keep an eye out for this old stuff. Let's see. I was honest. Look, it wasn't mine, but I made it sound like it was mine. Was used years ago. I tested it empty. Seems to work great, and the person's happy with it. Obviously, never left me a feedback, but they've had it for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So just make sure that you're keeping an eye out for stuff like this. Make sure you use item specifics like I did. But yeah, that was pretty incredible. I couldn't believe they were all walking by this thing. I'm going, I almost said, why don't you grab that? Sometimes I do that. Just a Goodwill thing. I'm like, not that I was in Goodwill, but I was in another thrift store. Like, that's worth money there. Just grab that. Even if you make $10 off of it. But I was shocked. I made $24. 2 more items left. Like I said, it was not a great sales week, but I was doing some other things right before the all this virus stuff hit. Thankfully, I do some work with realtors, putting up signs and checking houses and stuff for them. These pull starts, I had these in a box from last year that I never listed. I had them listed 2 years ago, and I took them down for some reason. I guess it was winter. I can't even remember, but I thought this year I'm selling these and I'm blowing these suckers out. I could have sold these for $28, $27, but they weren't selling as fast, I noticed. So I'm just going to mark them down to $22.49. I paid nothing for these. These are off of lawnmowers. These are the things. When you start the lawnmower, that's how you start it. You just pull that thing and it starts. Well, if it's running right. And then that's all. 3, 4 bolts and it's off. I clean them up a little bit, make sure they're working properly. Sometimes I replace the cord. It all depends, but I did not do anything to these. And I must have listed 40 of these things one Saturday, which was nice because I grouped them in groups. I had to do a lot of verification. Okay, like for example, I don't know why this is stuck. Okay, for example, you've got like different, the sides are different on every one of them. So I grouped them all together in different sides and grouped them like that. And I also made sure people knew I'm selling multiples of these. Every time I sell multiples of these, I always state that. And I always state that maybe a different color, maybe dirtier, maybe rustier, may not be as rusty, whatever. Please make sure that the part number matches and the rope length may be different. Sometimes the rope goes up to the handle, sometimes it doesn't. If it's for a pressure washer, I wasn't going to mess with changing the ropes, to be honest with you. So I average about $9.50 to about $12 a piece on these in my pocket, and I've sold about 7 of these already. So I'm thrilled to get these things out of here and get money in my pocket. And again, this was a free item. All I had to do was go get the mower from Craigslist. These are very, very old items. I probably had these in my garage for years that I forgot about. So our last item, which is another lawnmower part, a very odd part off of a lawn boy. Lawn boy parts are really not available anymore. They are, but they're very expensive and hard to find. I did not make a lot of money on this. I think unfortunately it went out to California, but it's okay. It's fine. It's out of my garage. I don't know what all this is going on. Sorry with the computer here. Um, so that's about it. I made probably $8 on this. So that is it for this week or that week. Kind of in a goofy mood today with everything going on. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I appreciate it if you would. Please like the video. I'm doing